don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is my Rogues Gallery Journal, and the aim was to do at least one page every month in this journal. Some months I did two, and then I ended up doing a couple in March as well. I did two in February, kind of similar ones, similar colour themes. I did two in March, one which was my grandfather. A little bit of story behind that one if you missed it. And then I did this one. But the idea was to do two in March, but not the one with my grandfather. So I was left with another one that I'd kind of created bits for, or gathered bits for, if you like, to do in March. So what I think I'm going to do now, because it's April, I'm going to do the page that I originally was going to do in April, but I'm also going to incorporate the one that I was going to do originally in March, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to do today another double page spread in the Rogues Gallery Journal. So the people, or the chappies that we've got for April, so there's this one here, and as I was going through my collection of photographs on my computer, which ones to use, I came across an old black and white photo which I thought was quite funny, and I spent a little bit of time just to colour it up a little bit, just to tint it, hand tint it on the computer. So that is the one that I'm going to be using. But what I'll try and do is I'll try and incorporate the colour red across both pages so that it kind of makes it a bit more cohesive, if you know what I mean. So those are the chappies that I'm going to be using. So what I want to do is do a common kind of background on both pages. And like I said, I'm going to do both at once. So I've already pre-cut some of this kind of newspapery, collagey background. So that's what I'm going to do or work on for these. But as per usual, I'm not going to stick them in until I've actually made the clusters up together. So I know one's upside down. Doesn't matter, it's going to be mostly hidden anyway with bits. So, and again, like I said, I want to do it a little bit coherent or cohesive, so I'm using similar kind of imagery for each one. So for this one, again, we're going to be using the Gazetteer, but I don't think I want to use the full size one. I'm going to use a smaller version of that one on here. So for this one, if I got my paper trimmer, or I could just rip it, couldn't I? Just tear it. Let's just tear it down. Actually, let's do it the other way so I get a bit of the white showing through. That's more like it. So we'll do that down there like that. You can see a little bit more of the background on there. So let's grab some glue and drop some on there. I'm going to have problems with glue today. It's actually quite warm today again, and the nozzles are all kind of clogging up. There we go, that's a bit better. This is just bog standard PVA school glue, just in with a fine point applicator, just from my local craft store called Stick It. I did have loads of these. I bought loads in one go. I'm now on my last one, so it's time maybe to replenish. So that's going to go there like that. Okay, so I'll do that one. So I'll stick some of that on there, and I'm not distressing these. I'm not adding any distress colour to the edges. So I'll put that one about there, I think, like that. Making sure I'm trying to kind of keep them try and keep them kind of even. So I'm not going to add any distress to it. I think I will actually add a little bit of distress just to some of the items, particularly like the photos and that kind of stuff. So, right, what we're going to add to this one here, we're going to add a piece of map, a bit of map. So let's put that there, like so. Now then, let's grab some distress. Wasn't going to add a huge amount, but maybe just a tad on some of the bits anyway. Well, a lot of this is just scraps of paper, scraps of pattern papers and things that I've got lying around that I'm just using up. That was the kind of idea behind doing these pages, was just to use up those bits of scraps that you tend to have left over, or bits of small bits of ephemera that you really haven't got a use for anywhere else. You know, like them snippets that you get from Tim Holtz that are really no use nor ornament for anything, really, apart from, you know, adding to little projects like this. Okay, so postcard. To add a postcard onto this one. See, if you sit and look at what you've got and pull out things that I've got kind of like similar colour, highlights in certain colours, like this one's got highlight with red stamps on, and start building up a little bit of a collection, then when you come to do these kind of cluster collages, it makes it easier to kind of get your colours together, because you've got everything already in one go. That's kind of all matching. So when I went through all my little like ephemera bits and pieces, I kind of pulled out bits with similar colours to them. Like there's a matchbox or a matchbook cover that's red, which pulls out the colour of the stamps. It doesn't have to totally coordinate, as long as there's something that kind of fits together. So let's just stick that. See, I should try and think ahead. So just adding a bit of distress just to remove like those raw white edges. See, if you're like me and you don't really like to throw a lot of stuff away, I actually print on the back of sheets that I don't want. So if I printed like maybe one sheet too many of something, I'll put it to one side and then I'll print on the back so I'm not wasting it. Okay, so I want that to go on there. Maybe just down a tad. But I want to put something else in this corner, so I've got another little postcard image printed on the back again, you see. Waste not, want not. So that's what I tend to do. I tend to grab sheets of paper that I've printed on, rather than throw them away, I'll flip them over and I'll print a load of ephemera on the back, because you can then use it at a later date. So let's stick that one on there like that. So it's at the bottom. Bring you down, so we're just covering that bit there. That's in the bottom corner, I think. Maybe just a bit further over, just like that. Yeah, So I think that's ready to get stuck down now on that one. So I'll add some bits on the back. And if something isn't quite the right size, just do what I did like with that and just tear it so it fits. Actually, I think I like that better. Just up there a turn, maybe just drop that down. There we go. Okay, so let's just put that to one side and start building this one up. What we got for this one here. So again, I wanted some bits of red. Yeah, that was the original picture. Black and white original picture. And then I tinted it up. And just printed it a little bit bigger. Right, so let's add some distress to that one. Okay, so we're going to stick that on there like that. See, when I first saw it, I don't know why, but I was struck by, obviously it's a tongue-in-cheek photo that's been taken, you know, while they've been having a giggle. I get the feeling it's military. So I don't know why, but I'm thinking South Pacific. I'm thinking, you know, military servicemen, South Pacific kind of thing. And a bit of downtime because of the foliage and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I just like the fact he says trash on it. It's quite funny. Right, so let's add some glue onto there. Wrigley's Gum, which is a very old advert. So we'll put that like there. But I want to add, maybe, where's my little scissors? There we go. So I've got some kind of faux washi tape, and I could just use real washi tape. I haven't really got anything that's got the nice kind of similar kind of red to it, so I'm going to use some faux washi tape. There we go. It's got numbers on this one. Don't know why I keep putting the lid back on that. There we go. Just get rid of those raw white edges, and I'm going to put a little bit of that so it tucks underneath. This is the fun with creating your clusters. And I'm using, like I said, like a PVA glue, so it will dry completely clear. You've got a fair bit of wiggle room just to get it right. Got another piece, just a small bit. So I printed these out a while ago, so I'm just snipping them out. I suppose you could create like your washi tape just by cutting strips of like book text. I could even just use like a piece of that. In fact, let's do that just to prove a point. So grab a strip of that. If you haven't got washi tape, create your own. So flip that over. Could use that postcard side. Could use either side of that because I've printed on both sides. Again, like if you've got double-sided papers in your stash, why not? There we go. So create your own kind of washi tape and ephemera bits. Let's get some glue on there. A bit of glue on the back. That'll do. So we're starting to build the clusters up quite nicely. Give it a bit of wiggle, Excellent. Okay, so what else we got? We've got another one of those matchbook covers. So again, this has got some of that red in. And I think we need to have some red down here in the bottom corner, just for a bit of balance, and also creating that kind of visual triangle that's going to draw your eye around the page. That's the theory anyway. And we'll drop that over the corner there, and so it comes off the edge of the gazetteer page, which you could use dictionary pages or anything like that, music paper, a little bit of newspaper copy if you wanted. Right, so you've got those two kind of matchboxy covers there, and I've got another one in red. Let's have a look. Yes, there's one. Actually, that's quite that's quite apt. So there we go, another matchbox. Don't ask. Right, so that can go on there. Like that, and we'll drop that down in that corner as well. So let's cover those corners. So cover one corner and then create that kind of lead corner effect there. Just twist it slightly, make sure we've got it straight as we can. And the same with that. Yep. Okay, what else we got? I think yeah, because we've got the word trash there. I don't see if I've got anything in my word stash, like Tim Holtz words that could possibly so we've got trash there, haven't we? So what have we got? They're all pretty much the same, aren't they? Attitude. Let's use the word attitude. There we go. Got a trash attitude. Oh, I've just dropped it on the floor. Right, okay, so just add a little bit of extra glue on the back just to make sure. Sometimes the tackiness of these is not very good. Let's put that one there. Got a bad attitude. So all we need to do now is just add on the numbers and the dates. So this was the original one that I wanted to do for April. So we'll glue that on like so. And we'll put that there. So So that's my April, and then this was the original one that I had done for March, at the end of March. So this was going to be a 3B. So let's get some, but like I said, we've combined the two together. $3B. So for that one, oh, he says throwing the glue everywhere. Some on that, and then what we'll do is we'll mirror that, I think, and put that over there. So we've got that balance of the red at the bottom going right the way across, and there's a hint of the red underneath on that Wrigley's sheet as well. So I think that is there. Now I've just spotted that. I think that's going to ruin it, isn't it? Let's just leave it as it is. Know when to step back and say enough is enough. An egg is an egg, as they say in French. An earth is enough. Right, so let's get the journal. Now then, I have been putting some metal charms on these. At some point throughout this. So let me just have a quick look, see what I've got, what we can add. Because that one's got a clip on. That one's got a metal corner. That one's got a metal corner. So that's mirrored. That's got some brads and that's got the book plate. So let's see what we can find in my little metal drawer. And let me just grab it. Because I've got a fair whack in there. And all sorts of stuff. So bits of tokens, bits of chain, more loose brads, cogs. Let's have a look what we've got at the bottom. It's a nice couple of draw pulls. Right then, so what can we add? I don't just want to stick a couple of cogs in the corner. It's not really steampunky at all. That's plastic. I know he's got a but no. I know a lot of you are going, do it, do it. Well, hang on, what's that? Got a number. A little number. 57. Have we got two? Have I got two? Yes. And there's a 79 there. Well, there you go. That's quite a good little thing, isn't it? A couple of numbers. Oh, I need some brads. I'm going to need some brads. Oh, I did see some somewhere. Right, okay, so this is going to be kind of boring for you guys while I'm trying to find some brads to add into this. So let me just quickly jump to where I've got them and then I'll be back. Not boring you to tears. Okay, so I found two sets of brads. So I'm just wondering whether to put those numbers down there. So just do it across that corner. So let me just push a hole through those, just create some holes for the brads to go through. Try not to stab my finger in the process. And of course, I'm sure most of you have done that at some point in your lives. Stuck it through and ended up stabbing yourself in the finger. Come on, there you go. So let's get one in first. And open the arms up of the brad. There we go. We call them arms because it's not polite to say legs. Alright, so this one we're going to put up at the top there. So, excuse me if I get my head in shot. Is that straight? Yep. As straight as it's going to get. I think just adding a few little charms and trinkets kind of thing just kind of lifts it a little bit. Okay, the numbers don't mean anything, at all. They're just random numbers, but I think it just kind of adds to it. Here we go. Kind of ties them both together, really. Okay, so didn't put those away, did I? Let me go back in the box now. Let's bring my journal back in. And then we can look at sticking those down as a pair. They're here, but not before we've distressed the edges. My distress ink foam is absolutely falling to pieces. I don't know whether you can see that. Look at it, it's disgusting. I do have some new ones somewhere. It's like everything else, you buy these things and you think, I'll put those away somewhere safe when I need them. And then when you do need them, you can't find the flipping things. There we go. So just blow all the fluff bits off, and then we've got those 2 pages there. Excellent stuff. Right, so glue wise, I'm going to switch glues. So I've got some Alien's tacky glue. That's if it's going to come out. I did kind of clear the nozzle earlier, but it's kind of thick stuff, and with it being warm today, there we go, it's going to be quite a job actually getting it to come out of the tube. I suppose it would probably be easier to take the lid off and probably spatula it on, but I'm not known for doing things easy, not for myself anyway. Right, so that's that one. And I will just put something heavy on that just to hold it down, stop it from buckling. And then let's get some glue up there. the whole journal actually is buckling with all the glue. I should really use spirit glue on all of it to stop it from buckling and cankering. There we go. See, that's lifted off the page already. Okay, so heavy stuff. Use your heavy pots as weights to hold stuff down. Have I run out of? No, I haven't run out of heavy stuff. There we go. Have I got anything else? Big pops of glue. No, that should do it, I think. Alright, so we'll let that weigh down and then I'll be back in just a few minutes when it's grabbed. Okay, so those are now pretty much stuck down as best they can be. So there we go. And because we've used similar colours across both, it kind of does pull them both together, plus we've used the same background, which does help to make them a little bit more cohesive, different, but still as one kind of project, but done in two halves. There you go, a bit like football, it's a game in two halves. So, I hope you've enjoyed watching me put those together. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.